Hi, I'm Suzanne Lape. I've been at St. Matthew for about 35 years now. My story from the table was from my childhood, and I grew up in a town in Ohio, northern Ohio, that's truly was only 2,100 people, and the last consensus, I think it was 3,000, so tiny. We had one stoplight. But every Sunday, of course, we went to church. My dad was choir director. My mother was a Sunday school teacher. All our relatives were at church. And so after church, my mother's sister and her family and my cousins and my family went out to my grandma and grandpa's farm, and we shared Sunday lunch meal. And it was a big meal, and it kind of lasted all day. The table would be just off the kitchen, kind of an L shape into the living room, and it was always set with a beautiful lace tablecloth and grandma's best china, although best china back then wasn't that much to somebody at the farm. But it always looked lovely, and quite often she'd have flowers from outside. But I remember sitting there with grandma and grandpa, my Aunt Phoebe, my mother, dad, sister, my aunt and uncle, and two cousins. But the way we started our meal was we would hold hands and sing the doxology. And so that has always held a special place in my heart. When I hear it at church, and I kind of miss it, not singing it too often, I go back to my childhood and sitting around the table and just feeling how much a part of the family I was, but also how much a part of God's family I was, because that was the bond that we had. It was one of my earliest memories. And my parents were school teachers. I actually, Mom went back to school to teach before she planned to, so my daycare was the farm. I would go there every day. And so for me, sitting around the breakfast table at Grandma's house in the mornings or at lunch was just a feeling of such love. And then to do it again on a Sunday with my extended family was just something I can always remember from my earliest